guys, this is Hero Firewall and today I'm back with a new video. In this episode of Thoughts and Trees, I wanted to do a kind of a breakdown of all the melee weapons we've seen so far in Breath of the Wild. Of course, it will not include the bows or the shields yet, so only mid weapons like swords and stuff like that. The purpose of this video is to prepare you for the next one, which will be next week as usual. I'm sure you guys will love it, so without wasting any time, let's get into it. First of all, in the category of swords, we have the Bokoblin Horn with a damage of 5, and the description of the weapons is a skeletal arm that keeps moving even after it's severed from its body. It's kind of gross to strap it to your back, but it'll do in a pinch. It's old and fragile, so it's quick to break. Next, we have the Traveler's Sword, which also gives a damage output of 5. Description says that it's a very common sword often kept by travelers to fend off small beasts. It's fairly durable, but a bit unreliable against monsters. Next we have the Rusty Broadsword, which also have a damage of 5. The description says, a rusty sword used ages ago by a skilled swordsman. It can do some damage in the right hands, but also breaks quickly. Of course, it's kind of obvious because it's rusty. We also have the Soldier's Broadsword, which has a 14 damage. The sword has a description which says, a sword brandished by the soldiers who once protected Hyrule Castle. Its durable blade is well tuned for slaying monsters, which is why it's the best one we've seen so far in the game. The last one we have in the swords category is the Traveler's Claymore with a damage of 10. It says, a basic two-handed sword often wielded by aspiring adventurers. Its immense weight can knock enemy shields right out of their hands. Next category is the clubs. We have the Boko Club, which has a damage of 4. It says, a cruel bokoblin club made to clubber small prey. It's essentially a stick, so its durability is low. Next we have the Torch, which has a damage of 2. Of course, it's not meant to fight, it's meant to light the place. So it says, a torch that will stay lit once ignited. If you put it away, the flame will be extinguished until you light it again. Which is kind of obvious, I don't want to get my clothes on fire. Next we have the Tree Branch, who also has a damage output of 2. It says, a branch from a local tree. It doesn't do much damage, but it doesn't have to. Great for throwing at things or for swinging around, especially during peaceful chants. The third category is the spears. We have the Boko Spear with a damage output of 2. It says, a spear recklessly carved from a tree branch, useful for skewering fish and meat, which can then be cooked over a flame. If it's close to breaking, consider throwing it, which is also a game mechanic if you didn't realize yet. You can throw your weapon, which do extra damage, but it will break the weapon. So consider only using it at the end of its durability. Next we have the Farmer's Pitchfork, which also has a damage of 2. It says, a farming tool used to collect hay efficiently. It's light enough to be used by anyone. The 4 prongs are very sharp. Next we have the Soldier's Spear with a damage output of 7. And weirdly, that's the only weapon we don't have a description for yet, so sadly I don't have one. But it's, my guess is pretty much like the Traveler's Spear with better damage, I guess. And probably like the Soldier's Broadsword, which is also used by the soldiers, so I guess it's the same for this one. Next we have the Traveler's Spear with a damage output of 3. It says, a spear used mainly by travelers to fend off wolves and other beasts. It's easy to hold and simple to use. Of course, it's a spear. Next we have the axes. And we got only one in this category. It's the Woodcutter's Axe. This weapon has a damage output of 3. The description is, a woodcutter's tool of choice for felling trees. Its formidable weight and uneven balancing make it a slow and efficient weapon. So don't think of keeping it for the whole game unless you want a big challenge. Next we have the hammers. In this category we also have only one weapon, which is the Iron Sledgehammer with a damage output of 12. The description says, this large iron sledgehammer was originally used for mining, but it works reasonably well as a weapon too. In the others category, because I don't have a really category for that one, we have the Korok Leaf with a damage output of 1, which makes it the weakest weapon so far. And it says, A single swing of this giant sturdy leaf can create a gust of wind strong enough to blow away light objects. And now finally, we have the fire rod with a damage output of 5, which is a magical rod that can cast fireballs. The rod will break if it strikes something directly, so use it wisely. Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed this little breakdown, feel free to leave a like and comment below and subscribe for Zelda content every week. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, links are in the description. This was Hero Farul, and I'll talk to you guys later.